It was a quiet morning in the Live with Kelly and Mark's studio. The lights came on, cameras started rolling, and the familiar music filled the air. Everyone expected another cheerful episode filled with laughter and light-hearted conversation. But today, something felt different. Kelly Ripa walked onto the set with her usual smile, but behind that smile, there was something heavy, something she couldn't quite hide. As the show began, Mark Consuelos, her husband and co-host, greeted the audience warmly. Kelly joined in, laughing for a moment, but her tone was softer than usual. The viewers at home might not have noticed right away, but those in the studio could sense it. Something was troubling her. When the conversation turned to family moments, Kelly hesitated for a second. Her eyes drifted toward Mark, and she took a deep breath. Then, in a voice barely above a whisper, she said, "There are days when even being on this show feels hard, because real life doesn't stop when the cameras start." The audience went silent. Mark looked at her, concerned. He gently asked, "What's going on, Kel?" Kelly smiled faintly, as if trying to keep herself together. She said, "It's just family, you know. Sometimes life reminds you how fragile everything really is." Her voice cracked slightly, and for a moment she turned away, taking a deep breath. You could see her eyes glistening, tears she tried to hide. Mark reached out and touched her hand, whispering, "It's okay." Kelly paused and then looked directly into the camera. "I've always been honest with our viewers, and today I just want to say, if you're going through something difficult with your family, you're not alone." Her words resonated with millions. Kelly spoke about the challenges of being a working mother, about raising kids while maintaining a demanding career, about the guilt that sometimes comes with not being there for every moment. As parents, we do our best, but sometimes it never feels like enough. Then she mentioned her parents, her childhood, and how much she valued family bonds. Her voice softened as she said, "My mom always told me, family is the heartbeat of your life." And she's right. But sometimes when that heartbeat skips, you feel lost. The camera zoomed in slowly as Kelly's eyes filled with tears. The audience sat still. No one dared to interrupt her moment. Even Mark was silent, holding her hand, his face filled with empathy and love. Kelly continued, "We've had a rough week. I won't go into details, but it's been hard on all of us. And when I sat down last night, I thought, do I even have the strength to come in and smile tomorrow? But then I realized maybe sharing my heart will help someone else." That's when the tears finally fell. She wiped them away quickly, trying to laugh through the emotion. The crowd gave her a soft round of applause, not for entertainment, but for honesty. Mark spoke up gently, saying, "This is why people love you, Kelly. You're real. You show that even in the middle of laughter, there's humanity." Kelly smiled through her tears, saying, "That's what family does, right? We cry, we laugh, we keep going." As the show went on, Kelly slowly regained her composure, but every few minutes you could still see her eyes well up, memories clearly running through her mind. She shared a few funny family stories about her kids growing up too fast and how sometimes she wishes time would slow down. "I look at my children," she said softly, "and I realize how quickly everything changes. One day you're holding them in your arms, and the next day they're all grown up, living their own lives. It's beautiful, but it's also heartbreaking." Her words touched every parent watching at home. Social media quickly lit up with messages like, "Kelly, we love you," and "You're not alone, we all feel this." Viewers praised her for being brave enough to show her vulnerability on national television. Later in the episode, Mark gently guided the conversation toward lighter topics, but he never let go of her hand. Their connection, their support for one another, it spoke volumes. It reminded everyone that no matter how successful you are, family and love remain the most important things in life. As the credits began to roll, Kelly looked at Mark and said, "Thank you for always being my strength." He smiled back and replied, "We're a team, always." The moment became one of the most emotional episodes in Live with Kelly and Mark history. Fans online couldn't stop talking about it, how a usually upbeat morning show turned into something deeply human, something raw and unforgettable. Kelly Ripa's tears that morning weren't just hers. They reflected the emotions of millions of viewers who have faced their own family struggles. In the days that followed, fans flooded social media with support and love. Many shared their own stories of family loss, challenges, and forgiveness. Kelly later regressed it in another episode, saying, "I didn't plan to cry that day, but sometimes your heart just speaks. And I think it's okay to let people see that side of us." That's why people admire her, because she's not afraid to be real. She's not just a TV host, she's someone who understands what it means to be human. And as she smiled through her tears that morning, one thing became clear. Behind the fame, behind the laughter, Kelly Ripa is simply a woman who loves deeply, feels deeply, and isn't afraid to show it. Her honesty made fans love her even more. It reminded everyone that no matter who we are, we all have moments of weakness, and that's what makes us strong. So the next time you see Kelly Ripa laughing on Live, remember that behind that laughter is a heart that has felt pain, love, and gratitude, just like yours. Because, in the end, that's what connects us all.